Hello ladies and gentlemen, Phoenix, or a playthrough of here, and welcome back to my playthrough / roleplay of the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. And last time we left off, Thairon was, basically he'd entered Fort Nickel because he was trying to find this shadowbanish wine. He's on the hunt for shadowbanish wine, and our quest is a venerable vintage. So Nerussa at the what was it? The Wawnet Inn wants us to find some shadowbanish wine for her because it's a very rare wine, and she hinted towards it possibly being in ruins. In fact, she did hint towards it because she said that imperial night guards used to be given the wine. They used to be treated to the wine, and it gave them night eye, which is very handy indeed when they were obviously on night watch, because they'd be able to see into the night through the use of night eye from the wine. And he entered Fort Nickel, and there were, I believe they're still alerted to our presence, there were quite a few unfriendly types here. There they all are, and they're definitely still alerted to us, because as you can see, the sneak eye is gold. So it's time to take out these pesky rapscallions. And now that we have a new summon scamp spell, hopefully that will help us. Oh, she has one too. Okay, I see. I was going to say take out my scamp straight away. So what do we have? We have a bandit hedge wizard. Interesting. So this is the second wizard actually that Thairon's come across. Of course, he's come across many wizards in his time, but I mean the second one is Cyrodiil. In fact, I believe one of the pirate scum that robbed him of all of his belongings when he came to Cyrodiil on the boat, when they tricked him. I believe one of them was a wizard as well. Used his sort of magicka to paralyze poor Thairon when he was just about to get off of the ship. But as I'm sure you can all hear, something went. Was there a little bit of a rebellion? Was there a disagreement here? These are marauders, or are these a totally different set of people that had come here for another reason? Has Nerussa been sending other people to find this shadowbanish wine? Did she not tell me this? Has she kept something secret? Has she been sending other people to find it and they've just met their doom, and she just keeps asking random travellers? Because of course she hasn't paid anything. She hasn't paid us yet, so it'd be very easy for her to just Scamp, what are you doing? That wasn't very clever of you. It'd be very easy for her to obviously just go, I'm looking for this specific wine, and if you find it I will pay you. But of course she's not losing any gold. She's not losing any gold by saying that to someone. So she could easily send hundreds upon hundreds of different adventurers to try and find this wine and not lose a penny. While obviously the adventurers do all the hard work, and if she has sent any more out, they've definitely lost their lives, that's for sure. But I'm really liking this mace here. It's almost like a morning. It reminds me of the Morning Star out of Final Fantasy XII, because that's a mace and it looks exactly like this. In fact, we are going to name this mace the Morning Star. If I could enchant it, I'd rename it. But yes. But as I'm sure you can, History of the Fighters Guild. Okay. As I'm sure you can hear, I've dropped doing the ASMR soft speaking thing or aspect in the videos, and the reason for that is I was having issues keeping the background noise as quiet as possible. See, when I'm talking at this level, I'm sure that the background noise isn't as audible to all of you watching right now, and once I've edited the audio somewhat, it won't be audible at all. Probably you won't be able to hear it at all. But obviously, when I'm speaking when I was speaking somewhat softly, moderately softly, I'm not quite sure what you'd class it. I tried my best to speak softly. It was a lot easier to hear the background noise, and I just couldn't seem to eradicate that I couldn't seem to stop that from happening, even by editing, even by certain microphone techniques. Thinking of Final Fantasy 12 again. But sadly, I couldn't put an end to it, so I've decided to drop the ASMR aspect and instead just roleplay and do a playthrough of Oblivion, which, to be honest, I much prefer. It's much nicer to be able to speak at a normal level and also be able to just focus on the roleplay aspect. But sadly, it seems as though Thairon has come up zilch. There doesn't seem to be any shadowbanish wine in this fort at all. Take a little splash into the pool, because sometimes there are hidden... He knows sometimes in these abandoned forts that have been filled with water, there are hidden passages that obviously you can't see from above the water. But nope, doesn't seem as though we have borne any fruit in this fort. So he's going to leave Fort Nickel now, and he's going to make his way back to the Fort Empire, which is the one he came across before he went into the Imperial City. And hopefully he can find some shadowbanish wine. Nerussa didn't exactly explain how much shadowbanish wine she wished for him to find, so... And it's a bit tricky for Thairon to gauge how much he's supposed to find from, obviously, that. She just said, if you can find some, please bring it to me. I will pay you in abundance. But, of course, he has no idea how much there is. There can't be a lot. As Nerussa said, it's a very rare wine, which obviously makes Thairon's task more difficult. And, okay, it seems like torn sack of grain. Seems as though those marauders or someone was camping out here, so close to evil marauders and such. And whoa, okay, we have a wolf here. It's being a bit gutsy. I shall drain your strength. And put an end to him pretty easily. Definitely take that wolf pelt, because we can sell that for a little bit of gold. Might as well put the Morning Star away. But that scamp certainly seemed a lot more powerful than the skeletons. So Thairon's well on his way to gathering stronger spells as he goes through the land of Cyrodiil. He's only been here a couple of days. He's already acquired some new skills, or new spells, should I say, which he's very happy about. Ah, look at that! Look at the glorious Imperial Palace. You could probably see that all the way from Skyrim. You can't, because I've played Skyrim, and although I haven't actually looked. For all I know, you can see that from the land of Skyrim, but probably not. So, who's excited for Elder Scrolls 6? I know this is... I hope everyone does... I want to talk about it, because obviously there isn't much to roleplay while Thairon's sort of walking towards the fort here. But I read up the Elder Scrolls 6 is well on the way now. Bethesda are really working hard on it, and it's going to be set in Argonia, from what I've read, which I'm really excited about, because one of the Beast folk really need like their own Oblivion, like their own Elder Scrolls game, that's for sure. And what a place to choose, Argonia, where the Argonians come from, because I've read into Argonia and it seems absolutely fascinating. I can't wait to see the Hist trees. For anyone that knows Elder Scrolls lore, basically the Hist trees communicate with the Argonians, and they're like these very ancient, all-knowing trees. I just can't wait for it. It's going to be brilliant, and I'm hoping they'll bring in some unique mechanics for the Argonians in their own homeland. And okay, so we have an imp. Although we've come across imps before, and they haven't really posed much of a threat. If my scamp would get out of the way, thank you, I could actually attack the imp. Damn follower. Well, it's damn summoning mechanics. I was about to say follower mechanics there, but I guess right now the scamp is obviously acting as a follower, so silly Oblivion mechanics. Okay, doesn't seem to be ooh, that's is that some cobwebs? Why is that? Is that a really bad sort of... Is that supposed to be a flag? Is that supposed to be a really thin flag, or is that webbing? That whatever it is, that black square, it's probably not supposed to be there. It's kind of ruining the whole atmosphere. Better go a little bit more stealthy. Thairon has no idea what could be lurking in this fort. All of these forts seem to have been abandoned, which, as I said last time, completely baffles Thairon, because it's incredibly illogical to sort of abandon forts that are, I mean, still in good standing. Look at this place. It's not exactly in bad shape. Aha! Okay, we'll just deal with this pesky rat. So let's check this one. So we have a weak potion of healing. We've got 2 lockpicks, so still going to be as careful as possible. Thairon obviously still quite the novice at lockpicking, and if he has to pick a lock to find this shadowbanish wine, he doesn't want to break any of his small amount, meager amount of lockpicks, should I say. And now we seem to be at an impasse, but we're going to go right, because Thairon's instincts tell him to go right. And right has led him into a lot of trouble. Then again, it's just an imp and a rat, so nothing that poses too much of a challenge. Trying to kick me in the face? How dare you, you creature of the night darkness, you... I really do love the atmosphere in here, though. I love all of the fog. I love the music for the forts. I believe that the forts have dungeon music playing in them. I just love the atmosphere. It's very creepy. It's very indicative of an abandoned fort. I love it. I just wish that they'd... obviously in Oblivion, a lot of the dungeons are literally just copies of one another. They aren't in depth. They aren't different to one another, like in Skyrim's dungeons that are a lot more unique and stand out amongst each other. Sadly, the Oblivion ones suffered from that. I could absorb this imp's health, but saying that, absorb is a restoration move, so it may be a good idea to use absorb instead of okay, right. Well, we'll do this in a minute, because I saw another imp up here somewhere. Where did he go? Is he gone? Oh, okay, there he is. Aha, it's a sneaky one. Absorb your health, since we need health. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, scamp. Okay, so apparently I went and absorbed the health of my scamp. No matter, can I actually do that? I can. Probably wasn't the best idea though, because he went and did a lot more damage to me than I managed to absorb. So that was a bit of a failure on Thairon's part, but he wanted to try it out. So we have an easy lock here. Can Thairon pick it without ruining? Okay, apparently not. Still the novice at lockpicking, it seems. Oh, Thairon, you need to increase your skills. Nevertheless, if he hadn't have tried, he wouldn't have known if he could have done it. So there's been a lot of these imps around. It would seem as though the scamps and the imps are somewhat related. I do find the imps rather funny, because it literally does look like they just designed a giant gargoyle and then they just shrank him down to size. The imps just don't look right in this form. They really do look like they've just been standard regular size enemies that have been shrunk down to become imps. But okay, so we have some interesting loot here. Bronze necklace we can sell. Another fire shield potion. Bound gauntlets. Burned in touch, which is very handy. Common soul gem and some gold. That's definitely not too bad loot. And then we have a couple of sorcery potions there. Eventually, Thairon would like to acquire some bound armor spells, because as I do myself, because I have never really used bound armor before in the game, because I've always usually played melee characters, but it's a lot of fun. Conjuration is a lot of fun. It's probably my most favourite magic class, and it's something I never really did a lot of in Oblivion. I think the only magic class or the magic school I really used in Oblivion was destruction magic. So it's nice to sort of be able to try something new. And as I said in the first episode of this series, it's a 6-year-old game, but despite that, there's still tons and tons of new experiences to be had for me alone with this game. Even though I've had it for 6 years, I've been playing it over the course of 6 years, and yet it still has yet to lose any charm or any reason not to play it. The replayability on this game is incredible. It's encourageable. I think that's the word I'm looking for. That could be a completely negative word that I just used there, but okay. So no more. I've been through the entire fort. Thairon's made it through the entire fort, and there seems to be absolutely no sight of any shadowbanish wine, which is very perplexing. That it certainly was rare. It seems. He's definitely already been in the other fort that he came across was, where is it? He came across another fort, didn't he? Yes, that Fort Chalman, which is in episode 2. But okay, where are you going, Thairon? This way. But Fort Chalman definitely didn't have any shadowbanish wine. I haven't picked up any by mistake, have I? No, I haven't. How very odd. So this is definitely a very rare wine. This could be... The hunt for the shadowbanish wine could last a long time. And I almost thought the game froze there. I got very disheartened. But did Thairon look up here the last time he came to Fort Empire? Did he come up here by any chance? I believe he did. But sometimes, I know with these quests sometimes in Oblivion, I know this is out of character and I do apologise, but sometimes items only appear once you activate a quest, which I don't like whatsoever. It really breaks the realism of the game. But that's just the way they designed it, I guess. But I much prefer it when you just come across items that you probably shouldn't have, but you can take them anyway. If you get what I mean, like you shouldn't have them at that point because they're for a quest, but you can take them anyway. You can sell it, and it will have consequences on doing that quest later on. You might not even be able to complete it. That's the one thing I've always hated about quests in the Elder Scrolls games. That they're only a lot of them you can complete no matter what. There's no quests. There are only a few quests that you can actually fail. And even then, I think the only instance in Skyrim I came across where I failed a quest, it had to be done. You had to fail it. Like it was, which was Jurgen Windcaller. Finding Jurgen Windcaller's horn, you automatically fail it because it's part of the story. But there is, other than glitched quests like the Blood on Ice, which is really irritating, the Stormcloak one, in Windhelm, which is where if you want to acquire the house, you have to do the basically whodunit murder game. What's up here? Where does this lead? Coral. Yeah, he doesn't want to go to Coral. It seems as though these forts are dotted around the Imperial City, so Thairon's going to logically go around the Imperial City in a circle, and hopefully come across another fort. However, if this fort bears no fruit, he will probably move on, and if he ever does come across shadowbanish wine, then he'll come and tell Nerussa. What is the time? It is getting somewhat late, but he feels he's got enough strength to go through the night without having any sleep. He got a good night's sleep in the Imperial City, very very rejuvenating sleep. But as I was saying, there's no instance really of you actually failing a quest in the Elder Scrolls series, which I hate. I kind of don't like. I don't like that. I don't like that I can complete every single quest. I like the idea of being able to fail a quest and not being able to complete it because I made a mistake or because I sold an item, and unless I track that item down, it just won't be there. It's more realistic, and it's a lot more. It makes the game a little bit more challenging, a little bit more exciting. You know, you've got to be careful if you find, if you do find something valuable, you've got to sort of go, is this going to be Is this going to be something important later on in the game, or is it not? Can I sell it? Should I sell it? You sort of, and it brings up a lot more sort of mystery and such. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But Thairon's noted another Ayleid ruin here, and he is on the hunt for shadowbanish wine, but he cannot pass up the opportunity to go into another Ayleid ruin, especially after the good amount of coin he made from the last one. And so he's found what's this one called? Fanakasakul, and that seems to be are we hostile? Hello? Yep, okay. There doesn't seem to be many friendly folks in Cyrodiil. It seems like the Empire's really let this place become overrun with bandits and the like. But of course, he poses no risk to Thairon here. Thairon is very capable in defending himself, fighting off these marauders bandits. And he saw the entrance over here, but yes, he can't help but enter the Ayleid ruin because obviously the last one bore some really good loot, and it's really hard not to go into this one, because if he can find more of those stones, he'd make a lot of coin, as he did when he sold them in Imperial City. But he's hoping that this Ayleid ruin is somewhat larger than the last one, a lot more in depth, and it certainly does look like it is. It goes a lot deeper into the earth, it seems. And not only that, but there seems to be skeletons. So I'm going to try out this turn undead spell. Okay, so that does work. So that damage, does that damage him, or does that turn him into my ally? I'm confused. That turns him into my... No. I'm not very sure what this spell does. I'm very confused. What does that spell do? Turn undead up to level 3 for 30 seconds. Right, what does that mean? It doesn't seem to be doing anything. I guess it scares them away. I guess it's like that spell in Skyrim that makes all of the undead run away, but the description of that spell is very confusing to me. I honestly don't understand. So right, if I do that, right, so it basically just scares off the undead. Okay, so that is somewhat handy, especially if coming across zombies. Because zombies in this game, not only are they incredibly scary, but they certainly do pack. Some of them really do pack a punch and can do a lot of damage to you. So that is a worthwhile spell I will keep. We better deal with these skeletons first before we try and open that casket there. Yep, it definitely does scare them off. It's very odd to see a skeleton run away. I have never seen that in the game before, and I just de-equipped my mace there, which was not very clever of me. See, now this one is still fighting me. Okay, maybe it's not now. Ah, Welkin stones. Oh, Thairon just noticed the Welkin stones there. Even though he should be dealing with the enemies, the excitement is beginning to brew very strongly within him. I swear I dealt with you. Apparently not. This is an Ayleid ruin of the dead. Maybe, perhaps these might even be the Ayleids themselves. That's a bit of a scary thought for Thairon, to think that he is battling the ancient Ayleids. Oh wow, there are quite a few of them. Or perhaps these are adventurers that were like him, but met a very sticky end for some reason. He certainly would not like to find out what put them to that end, if they are adventurers like himself. But it seems as though he's dealt with most of them now, so if not all of them. So he's very quickly going to harvest all of these Welkin stones. He does not want to He does not want them to disappear randomly through alien magic, that's for sure. And now we can finally look at the casks. So, however an iron shield managed to fit in that, I'm not sure, but that's certainly not something he's interested in. In fact, he'd like to know if these are of any value, because they certainly do look quite valuable. Yeah, he wishes he could sort of cut them down and take the stones within them, but doesn't seem possible since they're quite high up and being held by chains, which his mate probably couldn't do anything about. But the aliens certainly didn't hide their treasure casks that well. He's quite surprised, but then again, there isn't much in them. But then there was that locked one over here, so hopefully that proves a little more fruitful. Nevertheless, he's collected a few more stones. Ah, okay, there's a door there, and more stones, more stones. He did not notice them before. He's definitely going to get them. Maybe a telekinesis spell might be quite handy. He knows of telekinesis spells, but I'm not quite sure whether if telekinesis spells are in the school of magic that in any of the schools of magic that he dabbles in. But nevertheless, he can use the turn undead spell as a projectile to sort of oh, this has been tricky. This has been tricky. I believe I picked it up. Yeah, I did. Luckily enough, he can use the turn undead spell as a projectile to send them ricocheting. However, that one is right stuck there. We'll say that he managed to sort of climb up using his feet into the corners and sort of awkwardly pushed himself up. That's how he managed to get those ones. But there doesn't seem to be any more hidden Welkin stones. Did we? Yes, we did loot you. They have iron bows. Do we have an iron bow? We do. Okay, I haven't really used the bow much yet. I'm gonna have to start using that. But Thairon's hoping to find a set of bound weapon spells soon, so that he can he doesn't have to carry weapons around, and thus he can carry more loot. But he can see more Welkin stones in there, and it looks like a cask or two, maybe. This room looks quite fruitful indeed. But why this iron grate is here is it's a bit questionable. Thairon's wondering if there's a reason that's there. Is it to keep something out that he can't see? Well, that is going to be the question. But what will Thairon find in the next room? I'm going to end this episode here, and we'll have to find out next time, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen. But I do hope you've enjoyed this episode of my Oblivion playthrough series, Adventures in Cyrodiil. Thank you for watching. Please do tell me if there's anything you'd like me to include in this playthrough series. And until next time, take care, have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.